This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by Icom America.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Amateur Radio Roundtable. Today is July 24th, 2018, and I am one of your co-hosts, Katie Allen, WY7YL in Sundance, Wyoming. It's a beautiful day here in the Wild Wild West, and I'm very excited that we have a full show for you today. We have a few guests. We've got Martin Jew with us. Mark N. Let me make sure I don't bust your call. Mark N4BCD, the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest, is with us, and our new friend and ham from the Dead Possum band. No, well, that'll be coming up shortly. KM4QBC. So any of you guys that are hanging out on the air lately and hanging out on our Facebook page, you will know who I'm talking about. Speaking of our Facebook page, we hope you'll come by and join our group. We have a very active group of almost 7,000 people now, and we do regular postings of who's on the air. We hang out and visit, share our shack pictures, and much, much more than that. So just click on the button and join. And with that, I would say hopefully you'll also, if you're out there in the world listening on shortwave on the world famous WBCQ 5130 kilohertz, welcome, and we hope you'll come by and join us. Send Tom a signal report at tom@w5kub.com. Let us know how you're hearing us out there in the world. With that, I would like to pass it over to the man in charge, our wonderful host of our show and namesake, Tom Medlin, W5KUB. Take it away, Tom.
All right, Katie. Well, as you can see, I'm in North Carolina right now, guys.
Ooh,
this is
pretty.
Hey, this is the old corn crib. I think that thing's over 100 years old. And there's our house back. Let's see. There's our house back way back there up the pasture there. So that's where I was the last couple weeks. And Katie, you have to say the name of the town. It's Tuckasegee, North Carolina.
Ooh, Tuckasegee.
Tuckasegee. Can you
Tuckasegee.
Can you spell it? Can you spell it?
No, I can't. I'm not going to bother.
All right. So look, hey, we have a special show tonight. I sent a little teaser out about the show intro. So let's just get this thing started here, and let's see. I just got to click the right button. So everybody just stand with me. This thing's getting really complicated, but we're going to make it here. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Everybody just stand by. Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Yes, I'm Tom Medlin, W5KUB, and this is the Amateur Radio Roundtable. And today is July 24th, and we're coming to you from the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. We welcome everybody, and we're going to open a show with two of the three Dead Possums.
Southland, tall and cedar logs, long grass, Alina,
All right, guys. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I told you on Facebook the show was going to be different tonight. But hey, that's a good introduction there for our next guest, Jeff Powell, KM4QBC. Let me see if I can get Jeff in here. He's on here as a remote guest with us. I got to figure out an easier way to do this, Katie. There we go. Okay. So hey, Jeff, how you doing, man?
Jeff, I love that.
How you doing, Jeff?
We got to get you guys to do that like every show now. Should be our musical openers.
Well, we hadn't played in a while, actually, but we were glad to do it and really glad to be able to have the visit with Tom here in North Carolina. So glad you enjoyed it.
Well, and I tell you, the other person there was Jeff's son, Brandy, and we're missing a third Dead Possum, and we're going to get him together here pretty soon. But you know, guys, if you like that, we've got more music toward the closing of the show tonight as we get ready for Hangout. So we'll be moving to that. But, you know, I wanted to talk with Jeff a few minutes, and Martin's in here. Martin, what do you think about that, Martin? Did you get a kick out of the music?
Oh, I did. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
I'll tell you what, you know what, we ought to, I'm just throwing this out, Martin, but, you know, for your 50th anniversary for MFJ, I think you ought to have the Dead Possums down here.
Well, if they would come, they'd be very welcome.
And, you know, when you feed us all, when you feed us all that chicken out there in the park, they could set up and be playing, man. That'd be cool.
It would be cool.
All right.
We're going to have to practice some, Tom, before we get into something like that.
Well, I was telling everybody I've already auditioned for the band, and I'm gonna join you guys next time I come over there. I figure I can at least play the cowbell or maybe the tambourine. The cowbell's pretty good, and boy, I can go there. Ding, ding.
Well,
I can do that cowbell.
I talked to the other guys there in the band, and
see if
we're kind of thinking about making you an honorary possum right now. So we'll talk more about that, and I'll let you know how that goes.
I can be an honorary possum, man. Hey, you know what, man, Jeff? It's just been a great day today. I heard your great signal on. You know, we went over. Let me tell you a little about what we what's happened here, and then get Jeff in here to talk about it. But Kathy and I, we went over to our home in North Carolina a couple weeks ago and spent a couple weeks over there. It's really laid back and, you know, not a lot to do. So, you know, somebody like me that's real hyper, I get kind of bored. You know, I got to be moving and doing stuff, you know, and got a show to put on. But anyway, she likes going over there, and she'd like to stay over there if she could. But I made her come back home yesterday. So we came back yesterday. And but while we were over there, last Saturday, I gave a little talk at the Jackson County Amateur Radio Club there in Silva, North Carolina. And we talked a little about, you know, Amateur Radio Roundtable and the show and a lot of the fun things that we've done and how ham radio has brought all this together. So we met with this is Jackson County. We had breakfast with them Saturday morning. That's the Jackson County Amateur Radio Club there, and boy, I tell you, there was plenty of food this place. I mean, this is one of those buffets where you can keep going back. I think we stayed there like 8 or 9 hours eating. Boy, we didn't eat any more for a couple of days. But this is us having breakfast there, getting ready for the show. There I am right there. I think we've just started talking a little about there. Let's see. There's a picture of everybody there that came to breakfast that morning. And hey guys, every one of those guys got them a nice 7-function digital multimeter. What do you think about that?
Wow. Nice.
You know. But, you know, some of and that's a neat little piece of equipment. Some of the people didn't even have one. And, you know, hey, you can't even test a battery or voltage without it. So, hey, hopefully our get-together was good for them. It was really good for me to meet people and talk to them and ended up meeting with them a little later and helping them on some things. Jeff and I did. They've got a repeater up. They were just talking about their repeater. So 147.345. and they put it up on the county tower behind the Silva courthouse. I think up on a mountain. I don't know the exact location, but I think it's behind the courthouse. So there's let's see, what's this picture here? Oh, wrong picture. There's a tower climber, and he's going up the tower there. And if you look right above him up there, you'll see a white antenna on the side of the tower, and they had him put a new antenna up. So that was the repeater site. They're really doing it up well. They got great coverage now. So, hey, that's kind of what I did that morning. And then that was actually that morning they did that is the morning I went over to Jeff's house. Now, Jeff, tell us about how you got interested in ham radio and what you've been doing lately, man.
All right. Well, I became interested when I was young. My dad was a big CBer and always talked about getting his ham license, but he never did. So I kind of made that a goal of mine. And I guess about a year and a half ago or something like that, I got my tech license. And then 2 weeks ago, I finally got my general. And a good friend of mine gave me the radio, the 10 Tech radio. And I bought an antenna from him, a hex beam and a power supply. And, of course, you came down last weekend, and we put everything together and put up the 40-meter loop and the 80-meter dipole. And I've been talking like crazy ever since, having a great time.
Well, you know, that you've got with your 10 Tech radio there, you actually got a hex beam. And you had it kind of up, but when I got there, you hadn't even turned anything on or made any contact. So we kind of had a little class, and I got the book out because I didn't know anything about your radio. I got the book out and tried to figure out how to work the knobs on it. 10 Tech was a lot different than my radio, but boy, we figured it out, and guess what? It works just as good as anybody else's radio. Guys, I want to tell you, the Delta loop that we put up that I showed Jeff how to make, it's an amazing antenna. And let me see if we got some pictures of the Delta loop. Let's see.
I'm impressed you were willing to admit that you had to use the instruction manual.
Well,
I'm very proud of you.
Let me tell you, this is a 10 Tech Jupiter, I think is what it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't, I mean, it's just different. It's just different, yeah. And I had to read the manual.
It took us a while to figure out how to work the volume.
I couldn't even find the volume control on it. You know, the volume control is a multi-function knob. The volume control does everything, and you have to actually hit a button to make that knob the volume control. But we figured all that out. But you know what? I wanted to get Jeff on like 40 and 80 because I knew he'd be missing out if he just had that 20 and up. So anyway, so we first of all, I went out there thinking that we could string him up an 80-meter Delta loop and get him both 80 and 40 because a Delta loop will work all those bands, and it'll work all those bands without a tuner. The problem we got is once we got in those big trees and we put an 80-meter Delta loop in here, we had about 40 or 50 feet of wire laying on the ground. We just didn't have the height, man, for an 80-meter Delta loop. So we cut it down to a 40-meter Delta loop. And you can see it there, kind of hanging in his yard there, and fits real well. The balance probably 20-25 feet off the ground. That antenna is performing like gangbusters. I mean, there were people. I'm hearing him 10 over, 20 over S9 here in Memphis, and I mean, typically I don't hear loud signals here the last month or two, but he's really loud, and he's only running 100 watts. So we built him that, and once we built the 40-meter Delta loop, then of course we don't have 80. So we threw together very quickly an 80-meter dipole, and he had about a 20-foot pole there, and we just hung the center there on the pole and stretched it out between some trees. So we got him on. And how's it been working, Jeff? You been making any contacts with it?
Oh yeah, it's been great, Tom. Every day, you know, I was kind of surprised. People were telling me that the bands were bad and so forth. I didn't really have anything to compare it to because I never had been on before. But I've not had a problem talking to anybody. Every time I turn it on, I talk to I've talked to Florida. I've talked to New York. I've talked to Georgia. I've talked to Arizona. I've talked to Hawaii. I talked to a ship in Hawaii. A lady was in the Navy, and she was pulling her ship out of the harbor, and I got to talk to her. So I've talked all over the place.
I think your first DX station here. I sent you a text and I said Croatia's on a certain frequency, and you went over and talked to him. I listened to you work him.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
that was my first DX. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That is super cool.
It's really cool there. Now, so Jeff is kind of up on the side of a mountain, kind of like we are, and he's got a lot of trees and stuff. And you know, what we did there is, we took the old air cannon out there. Now, Jeff, I've got to tell him here, man. We hiked, I think, 4 or 5 miles into the jungle. and that was all straight up the mountain too. Now, Martin, what do you think, Martin? You think? I
think that's a pretty big cannon.
Yeah, you like it. Okay, so anyway, I shot it three or four times. I'm usually pretty good with it, but I kept hitting the tree up there and it kept bouncing off. So we let his son there take a shot with it, and he got it over first time. I want to show you. I got a little short video here of us shooting it, and I'll let you let you see it in action there. So let me see if I can get it on here. Hang on one second.
Ready when you are,
That's
Tom.
Brady that's shooting it, Tom.
That's me there. Yeah, Brady. Yeah.
Oh man, I went over that.
Oh man,
stupid limb again.
third, fourth
Which
shot.
one?
Listen to that, man.
Right here.
All right. So I didn't do too good. I kept hitting a tree. I kept hitting a tree. Now we're going to give it to Brady. Now Brady's a pretty good shot, you know.
I'm ready when you are.
Here we go.
Turn it over to the young ones.
Here we go.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss this. I know
Go
I.
for it. Now you won't. You'll get it this time.
Here we go.
You got it. Now that tree was about 100 feet tall.
With those top leaves up there.
Wow.
First
That
shot.
tree was about 100 feet tall, and we had a little bitty hole we were aiming at up there to get that through. But hey, once it went through, boy, we tied a nylon cord on here and just reeled it back in, and man, you know, it worked fine. He has some great antenna supports. Somebody in the chat room is asking, what about the bow and arrow? Well, if you guys saw the show last week, well, I wish I hadn't taken that picture off. If you saw the show last week, you would have saw our friend with the arrow stuck in his head, and that was not fun. I'm sure there.
No.
So
Did you guys put that contraption together? I can't think of what to call it all of a
yeah,
sudden.
well, I just an
Did
air
you build
cannon
it,
or something like
Jeff,
that.
or was
You
that
know?
something you made, Tom?
Yeah. What
I
about
didn't-
it?
Do you have a pattern? I mean, there might be some people.
No,
that
actually,
don't
you can
know
make it.
that.
You can make it any design
The
you
can,
want.
yeah, your can in there.
Yeah,
Looks like
actually,
you
you
hit
can
up
make
the
it any
foaming
design.
section
Any
at Home Depot.
yeah, any design you want. A lot of people make them just straight. I made it U-shaped.
Yeah.
But you can make it straight. But then the thing's about 8 foot long, and that's kind of hard to put in a car. So
Right.
when you see the little pills hanging there, that's just PVC pipe with a little eyelet on it, and we just drop one of those down the barrel and tie it to the fishing line and shoot it, and we get hopefully we get it where we want it. But that's what we use.
How do you fill that up with air?
Well, you take a hose and you blow really hard on the end right there.
That's pretty hard.
We got a little those little 12-volt pumps, like an air pump.
I see.
And it's just got a little tire stem thing on there. We put probably about 45, 50 pounds of air in there, and then you just aim it. And there went Jeff. Hopefully he'll come back. Jeff, you still with us?
He's gone.
Yeah, he'll be back here hopefully in a minute. We'll get him back.
How far was that from the house, from the station?
It wasn't that far. If you look right through the center, you'll see some white back here. That's the house. So that would be kind of out toward the side of the backyard. His yard is very clear, and these are very tall trees on each side of his lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can call him back and get him back on here. We lost
Okay.
We lost Jeff.
Our friend Tom, W7ETR, who's down in Four Corners, Wyoming, he's got a bow and arrow contraption that's more like not a bow. Yeah, I guess it is a bow and arrow, but he's used that for field day a couple of times. He put up a V-beam, and we had to launch that quite a ways away. But he said this year he actually made some improvements to it, so now he's looking forward to playing around and launching some more antennas in the air. But I think they're always kind of fun to watch them work, especially when they go way up in the trees. And it's amazing that how much they actually will get over those limbs and find their way. It's just kind of pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, my problem was I kept hitting the trunk of the tree up there and it kept bouncing off. I if I'd move it 7 or 8 inches one side or the other, then it would have been fine. Let's see, maybe Jeff will be coming back in here. So
it looks like with that U shape, it's easier to handle also because you kind of had a way to brace it against it looks like everybody was bracing it against their thigh a bit.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Some people actually make them like a gun with a rifle stock and everything. You hold it up against your shoulder and you can aim it and shoot it. We're not having much luck getting Jeff back, but we're going to keep trying here.
Did you use ladder line or coax back down?
We just used coax to a bowline on that 40-meter delta loop right there.
Okay, but the dipole is coax?
The dipole's coax, and that's coax. I wanted to keep it pretty simple there. Didn't want to really get into any tuner or anything. And I tell you, Martin, I found with my delta loops here, and the reason I picked a delta loop for Jeff was you cut that thing to resonant on 40 meters, and it has just an outstanding match there with a 4-to-1 bowline. And it's a very effective antenna, and it'll work every band on up, 40, 20, 15, 10, 6, without a tuner. So it's, I wish I'd known about it when I was a novice,
Which way is the bowline connected? Is it,
well, it's a 4-to-1. It's a 4-to-1. So the antenna is about a 200 ohm impedance.
Okay.
So it's a 200 to 50, 200 to 50 ohm. So.
Well, that sounds interesting.
I put an antenna analyzer on it right after we put it up, and we didn't even have to trim it or cut it. We just cut it per the dimensions that came up in the formula. And the thing is so broad banded. It was like 1.3 or 1.4 from about 6.2 megahertz to like 8. I mean, that's how broad the thing is.
How long is it end to end?
Well, it's a full wave, Martin. So a full wave on 40 meters is about 120 something feet.
End to end of the wire.
Well, end to end of the wire. Well, you take that 130 feet and divide it by 3 because you got a triangle. So it's 40 feet across the top and 40 down each side. So let me try to add him again here.
Everybody's talking about all their cannons here that they're creating. So all kinds of stuff talking about blowing things up, or someone made up. AC8XU John says, back when pop cans were made of tin, we would make a cannon that would launch a tennis ball well over 100 yards.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to do.
Oh, yeah.
I said you need one of those so you can launch water balloons with.
Well, it's a shame here. We've lost Jeff. I'll keep trying, but in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and continue to talk about the trip there and some of the things that we did with Jeff there. So we set his station up. He had his license, general license, for a week or two, but he hadn't even operated. And so we got the book out. I showed him how to work a few things, and we got him some antennas up. And boy, he has been hamming nonstop since then, and having great fun with it. Now let's see. Here's the position I usually take right here. When I'm over there, that's usually me right there.
That's the way to operate. Boy, oh boy.
And Martin, what I use is just a simple auto antenna tuner. You can see right there. And I shoot a line over, I put me a vertical piece of wire about 80 feet tall, right over a really tall limb, hook it to an auto tuner. I laid 3 ground radios out and hook it to the radio, and boy, that's it, you know.
Looks great. You know, when I'm using...
Oh, go ahead.
What I'm using here is a off-center fed Wyndham for 40, 20, and 10. And I'm going to replace that with a doublet fed with 450 ohm ladder line. I'm in a neighborhood that I put up anything else that'll run me off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I bet you get something up, and I bet you it works there. So, hey, I'll come down and help you someday, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I need to get back. I need to get back down here. Let's see. I had some more pictures. Let's see. Jeff has a hex beam that he bought up there, and he had it kind of up before, before he made any contacts. But there's a hex beam. Not sure who made the hex beam, Martin, but we all know what a hex beam is there.
Yeah, it looks good.
While I was there at one of the clubs there at the club meeting, I met Ken. Ken is KD4KN, and he called me and wanted to know if I'd come out and help him look around his property and see what kind of antennas we might could put up over at his house. So, again, you know, he lives there in the Smokies like Jeff, and he has a lot of really tall trees, a lot of trees all around. So again, we picked out some trees and some suggestions. He's got an in-fed 40-meter antenna up right now, and he's also got some type, it looks like some type mobile type vertical with a little ground plane on it. So he was wanting to do something better with an antenna. So he may be putting up something there. I'm gonna try Jeff again. Let's see if we can add him here.
Martin, someone suggested you need to move to a better neighborhood. After saying, I was thinking the same thing because just a couple weekends ago we put up a new antenna system off the house, which for our satellite system. So we now have our satellite antennas up there on the roof. I got to get some pictures. Maybe next week I'll do some photos of that. And our station is almost set up over in the corner finally with the 897, I want to say, a little Yaesu radio. And we looked at it, said that thing is so small with like 2 buttons. So immediately went online and ordered an RT Systems cable and the programming software and the cable, so we didn't have to try to figure that out. And have a 746. So we've got our little setup there, just a couple more things to go. And we can start playing with the birds, but we're excited about that. It's kind of fun, but I'm looking at our house going, all right, we need to just slow down with putting any more antennas up. Or I told Dwayne the other day, I'm like, we're just going to have to die here because, and then let Joe figure out the rest of it because we'll be gone.
Well,
or maybe
Katie,
find another ham to buy the house.
I'm working on trying to get my satellite stuff back together. I think on the show last week we showed me building an azimuth elevation antenna for the satellite. You don't have to have it, but it's kind of cool to play with that. And I'll be getting that up soon and getting back into some of the satellite operation. And of course, I used it a lot for the ISS back when Wheelock was up. Right. So we'll be talking to you on satellite there.
Good.
Let's see. Let me see what else we got. It looks like we're not going to be able to connect with Jeff, so let me see what else we've got going there. We've talked about his antennas and the Jackson County Club and Ken. So I think that's about all that we've got for him right now. Let's see. Wait a minute. Did he get back on? Is Jeff back? Nope, he's not. Okay. So I thought I saw him on there, but that was Martin out of the corner of my eye there. Okay. So hey guys, that was Jeff. Jeff actually opened the show tonight. He is one of the 3 Dead Possums. So, you know, hey, ham radio guys, you know, we're all thought about as, you know, geeks and, you know, can't do anything else. But look at there, that guy right there. He was putting on some entertainment. we did that. We did that on our front porch one night, and I had him over, and we just had a great time out there doing that.
Looks
So
like it was a
you-
lot of fun. You have the perfect front porch for it too, Tom. That's
Yeah,
just,
I'm trying to see, and I got one more picture here. I thought I had another picture, but I guess not. But yeah, we had a good there's half the front porch there. That was daylight there. You know, the video you saw was actually recorded in the dark, but that's looking one direction. The porch goes both ways. So we had our audience sitting on this side over here watching, and of course Kathy didn't want to be in a picture, so her and her friend, they're down at the very end in a swing down there. But we had a great time, and we're already planning another concert, and I'm gonna be joining the band there. One last thing, Martin. One last thing
So,
that
are
he
you
wanted.
the third Dead Possum?
Well, you know, there's already the three Dead Possums. I don't know what they'll call me. I don't know if I don't know.
Who's the third one?
Well, the third one actually writes some of their songs, and he was not with them, but we're going to arrange to have him with us. Here's Martin. You might recognize this. This is one of your products.
Oh, I do. I need one of those.
Yeah. You know, Martin has all this stuff, and he don't have any radio stuff at home hardly. I mean, he's the poorest guy. Martin, I'm gonna come up there one day, and I'm just gonna walk through your factory there, and I'm gonna pick you out a few things and take them over to your house and install them. But this is the I guess you call it it's to feed through coax and antenna cables and rotor cables, and it fits right in the window.
is that so you don't have
Yeah.
to drill holes in your house?
Yeah, you just put it at, you cut it to the length, to the width of your window,
Right.
slide it down, and then close your window on it. And Jeff is doing a good job on it.
Oh, very
Yeah.
cool.
got
It's too late
coax
for us
connected.
for that.
I'm back.
The nice thing about that is, like
yeah,
Martin says,
that's right.
you cut it, the window comes down right on top of it, it seals, and then you lock the we got Jeff back. You lock the window down where it can't be raised, and all your cables come through there. It actually has grounding screws on it where you can actually ground things there. And welcome back, Jeff. How you doing, man? We wondered what happened to you.
Man, I don't know what happened, Tom. You know, here in North Carolina, sometimes we've got to pump in the sunshine, so the internet, it does its own thing too. So I'm back, man, for now.
Well, and I know, and I don't live but about a mile from you across the mountain, and our internet over there is
Farther back.
yeah, our internet is DSL over there, and it's good for what you can get over there. And but I can't do a show from over there. I don't have enough bandwidth to really do a show. I think I did get on last week. I did join the hangout from over there, but that's about it. Well, Jeff, I showed him Ken's picture, and we talked about various things. We showed him this. Jeff, how you like that thing right there?
Oh man, that is great. Hey Martin, you saved me on that, man. My wife,
And I'm glad.
my wife said, "How you gonna get all them wires and cables?" I said, "I've got something, honey, that will make it look wonderful."
So,
it's
sorry,
great. Thank you, Martin?
Are you telling me your wife was questioning how you were going to bring all that in the window?
Well, you know, we got to go through certain approvals there, so it all worked out good.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, I understand exactly what you're talking about, because how that thing came about was on my deck behind my house. I was running a coax under the door, and I kept having to slide the door over the coax and wearing out that thing that goes under the door.
Yeah. I tell you, man, I found that y'all had that, and a friend of mine's got one, and they work great, man. That's super.
Well, I tell you, that's a whole lot better than running them through and wrapping a bunch of towels around them and sticking it in the crack right there, you know.
It
So-
keeps the bug snakes out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the first one I built, I just built it by hand and It's still in my window, and all the
Wow.
things peeling off and everything.
Well, I know where we can get you a new one.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
we'll
good.
get you a new one there. All right. Well, hey Jeff, what else? Anything else going on there? I know that you wanted to. Now, Jeff, let me tell you about Jeff is a pastor there at a church, and very involved, of course, in things. And he was wanting to come to Huntsville this year, but what's happening? What's that keeping you from coming to Huntsville, Jeff?
We have a homecoming once a year, and it just happens to hit on that same date, it seems like every year. I was going to come last year, but we had that eclipse, and they were calling for all the traffic problems, and I didn't know if I'd be able to get back for Sunday for that service. But maybe next year is what I'm hoping and shooting for. I'd love to see everybody face to face, and that would be my first big hamfest. So that's what I'm aiming for maybe next year.
Well, hey, speaking of that eclipse, that was a big deal because they're in Silva, and people need to understand the geographical region there. Our little town is called Tuckasegee, and then right just 10 minutes north of there is Cullowhee, where the Western Carolina, what is it, Jeff? Western Carolina University or something? No.
Yeah, Western Carolina University, the Catamounts. Yeah.
So that's in Cullowhee, and then the next city up. Hey, the next city up is called Silva. They got a Lowe's there and a Walmart, man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, they got a Lowe's and a Walmart. So that's where we go when we need something. But there in Silva last year, it was a total eclipse, and these are little country mountain roads, 2-lane stuff, and they were estimating something like millions of cars on those roads there at Silva. So Jeff didn't chance getting out of there. But Jeff, we'll see you there next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, Tom. I really want to come and be in your booth there and get to see everybody. I talked to a friend on the Echo Link every morning. His name is Bill, KJ6ZSP, and I know he met Katie and you and got a couple of pictures this year there in the booth. So hopefully meet up with him and some other folks there. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, very good. Well, hey, Jeff, keep up the good work. Ham a lot, learn a lot, have fun with it. And I'm going to be back over there let's see, Kathy's probably be back in October, but I'm not going to come. I'm going to stay here. But then we're going to go back over in November. She just goes over too much, man. What's this about North Carolina mountains that she likes so much? Anyway, I'll be over there in November. I'll be there in November, probably around Thanksgiving. And look, let's get the band together again. And I do, see if you can find me a cowbell. I know there's plenty of cows just right down from the house. Get me a cowbell.
We'll get one off them if we have to, okay?
All right. And let me tell you, if I don't, have enough cowbell, just say more cowbell, more cowbell.
Right.
And people probably don't know what I'm talking about, but there was a Saturday night show where the guy was playing the cowbell, and he kept telling me, more cowbell, more cowbell. All right. Hey, man, thanks a lot for joining us. Hey, you're welcome to stick on here for the rest of the show or however long your connection holds up, okay?
All right. Thanks a lot, Tom.
All right.
I appreciate you helping me put up all that stuff, and I'm having a great time. I hope to talk to Katie and some of the others on the radio. So
For sure.
y'all have a good rest of the show, and I'm going to stay with you as long as the internet holds out here.
Okay, very good. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Okay, well, hey.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Tom.
Go ahead, Mark.
I can send you a different kind of cowbell.
You got a different kind of cowbell?
Yeah, Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah. Hey, cowbell is popular down here. In fact, my son Chris told me, he said, check with Martin. He can get you a cowbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a handle on it and you ring it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try it. You can loan it to me. I'll bring it back to you when I come down there.
Sounds like it would be good to use for sweepstakes as a multiplier bell.
Oh, that would work.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
All
hey,
right.
Jeff, it's good to meet you, man.
Hey, Martin, it's a pleasure to meet you and Katie and everybody on the show there tonight. And hopefully, Mark, I'll get down there next year. I can't wait to hear more about that. So it's just really, I mean that. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I watch you all the time, and I go back and watch all the old shows, and so thanks for everything.
Oh,
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
We'll see you, Jeff.
All
All
right.
right.
See
Let's see what's going on. Okay, guys. Hey, we're rolling right along. We got a nice segment coming up next. We're going to talk about the Huntsville Hamfest. That's about 3 weeks or less away. Man, I'm getting excited about going. I'm gonna go a couple days early this year again. So everybody stand by a second, and we'll be right back. It's time to get the transceiver that's best suited for your lifestyle. Icom offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. See how you can make the most out of contest season with one of these transceivers. The competitive edge you've been looking for is in the IC7851. Raise the bar and hear what others cannot hear with this flagship HF 50 MHz transceiver. It has reciprocal mixing dynamic range, crystal clear local oscillator, spectrum scope, dual receivers, and a digital voice recorder. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants, and just in time for contesting season. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The new Icom 7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has direct RF sampling, 110 dB RMDR, an independent dual receiver, and dual digital select. The IC7300 has changed the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. It has RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. Visit icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on Icom radios. All right, well, we're back, and as you can see, I'm still in North Carolina, but I'm actually here. I saw my friend Kurt in the chat room from New Jersey. He has a daughter here in Collierville, and Kurt was saying, hey, I'm here, but Tom's in North Carolina. Kurt, I'm here. Come by and see me. A year or two ago, Kurt did come by. He knocked on my door. I opened the door and I looked, and he was running for his car, and he went down the street. I never talked to him, so I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. Hey, let's talk about Huntsville coming up. Man, that's going to be a big deal. And we've got with us Mark Brown. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Let me get your picture up here. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, Tom. Good evening.
Hey, well, man. Can you believe it's time for the Huntsville Hamfest again?
It just seems like yesterday. We had, last year we had the Eclipse and the Huntsville Hamfest 2017, and in just a few short weeks, we'll be doing it again.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know, is there any way you guys could maybe have that twice a year? Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Jeff,
wow.
There's somebody right there that's wanting to come. If you
was that Martin that said that voted for two times a year?
No, that was Jeff.
I would have, but that was Jeff.
That was Jeff.
Oh, that was Jeff. Okay.
I tell you what, if you'll have it
too, to put on a Hamfest. Let's just try to do this one right, and we'll look at 2019 next.
You know you're doing a good job if people want you to hold it more than once.
Yeah.
That is a good recommendation.
Oh,
so
man.
what's going to be going on? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Martin.
No. I was just going to say Huntsville has one of the best, I can't remember now, flea market. One of the best Hamfest flea markets.
Well, that's good to hear.
They do.
That's good to hear, Martin. We get, I think it's 380 or so tables. And the last time I looked, I think there were 6 left. We got 3 weeks to go. There are 6 tables left. And wow. I would imagine that they'll be taken up, and so we'll have to turn folks away. And maybe one of these years we'll add more tables, but we like the layout. It's working well for us and the visitors.
Well, there's one of the disadvantages of having such a wonderful flea market is that when they go through the flea market, all their money is gone and they don't have anything left for the rest of us.
Well, that's why the commercial vendors can take plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let me
Visa, Daddy.
hey, let me make a quick a quick announcement here. Mark, you checked in the net tonight. We had our 40-meter roundtable net tonight. We're trying to have roundtable every week right before the show from like 5:30 to 7. We had a lot of check-ins tonight. There were some really nice signals on here, including Jeff. But Mark checked in there and joined us, and we would like to. I'd like to ask. There were probably a lot of new people that checked in the net tonight that didn't know much about the show. So I guess my question is to people out there: if you're new tonight, let us know. That's a statement, right? That's not a question. Hey, let us know in the chat room if you're new to the show. I'd like to see how many new people that might have tuned in to the show tonight. So just type a little line, your call letter, your name or something in the chat room, and let us know how you found us and so forth. All right, well, let's get back to Mark there. And Mark, we got a lot of pictures and things to talk about that I don't have them in any special order. But it's going to give us some great talking points. Everything about Huntsville is great. I'll just say that right now. So,
Show what pictures you have.
Yeah,
Tom.
let's get some pictures going here, and you can just start talking about them. So let's see what the first picture is going to be here. Let's see. I got to go to a different computer here. Okay, here we go. All right, almost there. Almost. Yeah, almost there. Almost.
Good background music,
Almost
Katie.
there. There we go. Thank you, Katie. Hey, that music is good, Katie.
The check-in and registration area, and we use the Huntsville Haylarks, the Huntsville Area Young Ladies Radio Association. They handle the girls in the red shirts there inside that table area. They handle the check-in, getting visitors their tickets and badges, and their door prize tickets. And then the main entrance there is to the left there. That stairway that's leading into the foreground, that's leading to a second floor overpass. It's a walkway over to the Embassy Suites. And so for folks that stay at the Embassy Suites, you can come and go to the hamfest without even going outside.
I love it. I
love
it.
To the right.
It's air conditioned. It's air conditioned. No weather, no rain.
The bright area over there to the
Which
right
is really nice
beta.
in Huntsville. Yeah.
Man, I love it. You can't get any better than that.
It's super handy in Huntsville, Alabama in August, that's for sure.
Hey, let's see if Jordan's in the chat room. Jordan, if you're in the chat room, say hi. Tell us who this is and what he does.
Jordan, W4HBO, has been our prize coordinator. He manages to nail down the hourly door prizes and of course the Saturday and the Sunday main door prizes, which are this year on Saturday the Yaesu FTDX 1200, and then on Sunday the Icom 7200. Those will be the main door prizes. But then, like I said, hourly door prizes, and I think. Tom, you mentioned also on your live streaming webcast, you'll be doing quite a few prizes too.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something just real quick since you brought that up. We have probably more prizes already lined up than we had for Dayton. We've got a tremendous list of prizes here coming in. And they're nice prizes, everything from reels of LMR 400 to DX Engineering $100 certificates to MFJ products, Yaesu handy talkies, antenna tuners, SDR receivers. Man, we've got some prizes, and I don't know if Hambot's going to be running nonstop. We might have to put a cooling fan on Hambot for there, because Hambot's going to be giving a lot of prizes away almost constantly. So looky, there you are right there.
That must be from last year.
It probably is.
Yeah, I think that's the year I got the blue shirt. I'm wearing the green shirt tonight.
Well, you take a good picture there. You take a good picture.
Oh yeah, that is last year.
So
That's Emmett
and Rich.
then and Rich from CQ Magazine. The person there shaking Don Wilbank's hands, was he the Young Ham of the Year?
Yes, that's Marty. Marty Soloway.
KC1
Okay.
chicken with fries.
And
Was
this
that,
is yeah. Go ahead.
Is that in your booth, Tom?
No, that's actually up on the stage right there, presenting him the Young Ham of the Year award.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Bill Pasternak Young Ham of the Year award that we award at the Huntsville Hamfest on Saturday afternoon, and Don is a regular doing that the last several years.
Right. It's always a highlight to see the Young Ham of the Year and all the goodies that they get, but I think it's such a great opportunity for all the other hams, of all ages, but just to kind of see what's coming up with the youth of ham radio, and I think Huntsville Hamfest is really one of the best ones to showcase that, other than, of course, at Dayton, where they have that gigantic activity that Carol Perry runs. But, getting them up on the stage is great. And then you also have other activities, too, right?
This might be a good time to mention, I ran into Carol in Orlando. We were staying at the same hotel and networked quite a bit over the weekend. And she's coming to Huntsville this year. It'll be her first visit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's going to be
great.
doing the same 2-hour forum that she did in Dayton. On the, she's with the Radio Corporation of America. She's a board member, and of course she's been doing this youth in ham radio for 30 years.
Right.
And she's invited a lot of the folks, a lot of the young people that worked with her up in Dayton. They'll be down here in Huntsville, along with a few local guys, local students. I think a few from the Pinson Valley High School down in the Birmingham area that were involved with an ISS contact a couple of months ago. And so, we're excited to have Carol here this year.
Oh, that's great. That's a wonderful addition. She always brings such a great energy, and with the youth running around and doing a variety of different things. But, that'll be terrific addition to the Hamfest.
Also, regarding the youth, we've had a great youth forum for many years. Dr. Monty Bateman and his crew of people do just a fantastic job. They added a GOTA station last year that did phone and digital under the watchful eye of a control operator. People were able to actually get on the air. It's a very noisy environment there at the Von Braun Center, but the guy that we tasked with it made it work. He got an outside antenna, and they were making contacts. But Dr. Monty Bateman has, and Dayton and Orlando folks have visited, and they just rave about our youth forum. We're actually expanding it this year. It will be bigger. It will be better. I'm not sure what else Dr. Bateman has in mind on his schedule, but we can be sure that there will be more. It will be more better this year than it was last year.
That's awesome.
Let's run through some more pictures here. In fact, some of the things you're talking about are some of the pictures we've got. Here's a shot. You got major vendors come. This is Icom, Ray Novak that comes.
That's Ray Novak, with the Icom booth. That's your big trailer, a cart-mounted camera there. Yesu gets an end cap. Yesu, I think, in the red there is to the right. Back behind, I think you see a little bit of looks like a tower section. That might be Gigaparts.
That's Gigaparts. Yep, that's Gigaparts back here.
Off to the right then would be Kenwood.
Yeah.
That's an overall map of the downtown Von Braun Civic Center. It's named after Werner von Braun, the rocket scientist that we got from Germany, and he spent the rest of his post-war career here in Huntsville. I guess there's still a space over there on Redstone Arsenal where his original desk resides, and it's kind of a landmark. Of course, it's on controlled access government property, so it's not open to the public. But there's a satellite view of the Von Braun Center. That big round thing, of course, is the arena. The big rectangular area to the downward to the left, that's the South Hall. That's where we'll be hosting the Hamfest. All indoors, all one big room.
This thing is huge. It is huge. You're going to see more pictures here in a minute. Let me tell you, y'all can expand forever.
Yeah, it's
Oh
one
yeah,
car
because
here by two.
Martin's gang drives the truck in
Yeah,
and
that's right.
unloads everything, right?
Hey, this is probably not a great picture, but I threw this in there, Mark. This is some of the flea market tables.
Right. And
and-
what Katie said, we actually, there's enough space between that big area that says commercial exhibits down there to the lower right, and then all those little numbered things on those rectangles. Those are numbered flea market tables, and we actually have enough space there to drive vehicles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Park a vehicle and drive another vehicle past it to get
Yeah.
folks loaded in and out.
And we got some pictures of that too. There's your commercial vendors right there that are going to be there.
Right there across the front. Yasu,
Yeah.
Icom, MFJ. There's Dr. Monty Bateman in the blue shirt teaching a young lady to solder.
Uh-huh.
The youth lounge. And so far, I don't think we've burned anyone.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, the hands-on activities are always a big hit for sure.
I remember one of the teachers one of the local teachers who came back from the Teacher Institute that the league did a couple years ago. And she talked about how it seemed like everybody in their class burned themselves at one time or another in during the solder section.
Yeah. Hey, here's a shot. Here's a shot showing people kind of how big this thing is. I mean, and we're only looking one direction. And this thing can go. It's massive.
It's a big hall.
Yeah.
We've got space, and we can expand too.
Yeah, you drive your trucks and trailers inside.
Right, and part of what we call the world's friendliest hamfest, the Huntsville Amateur Radio Club donates a huge team of volunteers. That's Wayne K4TTZ in the blue shirt, offloading somebody into probably the flea market area. But like I said, we've got just a huge number of folks who turn out to help us, and on Saturday, on Friday for move in, and then on Sunday for move out, and then throughout the weekend with working at the door. Similar to what Dayton and Orlando, they've got a huge crew of volunteers. We have the same in Huntsville, and that's a huge reason for the success of any of these hamfests. The folks who help us.
And this is setup day. You can see people starting to roll things in, and you can see how spacious this place really is.
A lot of space.
And air conditioned.
Oh yeah, and air conditioned, and there's Gigaparts. Gigaparts brings a massive store in.
Right, they're setting up their scaffolding, and they have product demos and all kinds of stuff. There's Tom, K4AKC. He's coordinating our talk-in folks. But we haven't lost anybody yet.
That's great.
Good.
There's me on the right, and Bill Walker, the assistant chairman. And Bill's from over in your neck of the woods, Tom. He's down in Mississippi, just south of Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
There is a flea market table from last year. That is a tribute that was put together by Charlie Emerson's XYL. Charlie was the past director of the Hamfest, and we lost him suddenly to a heart attack about a year and a half ago. And I'm doing his job, but I feel like I'll never fill his shoes. Charlie was a unique individual, very, very generous, and we will always miss him.
Yeah, Charlie was really liked by everybody.
The lady seated there is Charlie's wife, and my wife and her used to work together. And there to the right in the dark shirt is Charlie's son, and they brought a lot of Charlie's old radio equipment for sale there, and they did sell quite a bit of it.
Oh, that's nice.
It was great to have them. And of course, a flea market wouldn't be complete without just a huge amount of Heathkit equipment.
Oh, man.
All kinds of other cool stuff.
Brings back memories. I built the first Heathkit HW100 when it came out.
Wow. Sitting here under my desk is an unbuilt Heathkit Cantenna dummy load.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I bought in Dayton, and I haven't built it yet.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm thinking about bringing it to the Hamfest and regifting it to somebody.
Yeah, that's a
because
collector's deal there. Yeah.
Right, and there you go.
Look at the keys.
Can anybody count the bugs on that table?
Man, Guys
Wow.
got
That's a
got a
lot.
collection
Wow.
here.
That's a lot of keys.
Yeah. You can find anything here, man. You know, hey,
Oh yeah.
vintage
Old-
stuff. Look at these old radios.
That's the Alabama Historical Radio Society.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right, Mark.
Now Martin likes these.
Those are neat.
Yeah.
It reminds
Yeah,
me of my grandfather's house.
I think they bring as many here as they demonstrate or show in Birmingham, if not close to it.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Martin, I started out at Troy listening on an old Zenith, man. You know, it was about 5 foot tall and about 3 foot wide. You know.
That's what my grandparents had.
Yeah. Well, I had one.
I got my start in radio by tearing my grandparents' radio, my grandparents' working radio apart.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Never to say. But I guess that's how you learn about electronics.
I guess.
That's one of the many commercial vendors. There's Flex Radio Systems, and I think last year they were demonstrating their new. Not the Maestro. What's the new one?
600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin's got a Maestro there, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's how I solved my antenna problem. My antenna is at my office, and my Maestro is sitting right next to me here.
Well, you got it made. You got it made, Martin. You don't even need to put an antenna up.
There's a. I enjoy looking at this picture because these concerned, nervous faces are getting ready to take their exam. We host exams on Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. sharp. The rules, what you need to bring, the amount of money, it's $10 cash. That and more information is on the hamfest.org website. But we do testing both days.
That's pretty impressive with that kid sitting on the very left side.
Yeah.
Right, Martin, I never noticed that before.
You know, he looks pretty young. I don't know. What do you think he is? 10, 11 years old, maybe at the most. I don't know.
Maybe something like that.
You know, Martin, this kind of reminds me of when I went to take my test with the FCC in 1964. I had to go to the FCC, and they actually, I think, hired drill sergeants from the Army to give the test. And we were all down in a post office building in Memphis, and all these old guys. See, I was a young guy. I was 16 years old, but all these old guys that are like my age now, they were all taking the test with me. And talk about complaining. They said, this Morse code is unintelligible. Nobody can copy this, you know, Martin. And there, well, I was 16 and I passed the test, you know.
Wow. That was FCC station in Memphis?
Yeah, down at the courthouse. They came 4 times a year.
Oh.
I see.
Oh,
If you didn't get it then, you could wait 3 months and try it again, you know. I guess the nearest other place would be Little Rock for me.
Well, I had to go to New Orleans, except I took the conditional license
Uh-huh.
where I didn't have to go anywhere.
Oh, that's cool. So you were talking a little earlier about some of the youth things. Here's some of the robotics.
right. I'm not sure what robotics team this is, but they were demonstrating their latest gadgets, and that's some really cool stuff. And it involves kids in so many different aspects of the hobby, electromechanics, wireless control. There's just so many things. It's like ballooning. And I'll mention that WB8ELK, Bill Brown, no relation to me. He launched a balloon in Dayton. He will be doing the same thing in Huntsville with APRS tracking, 20-meter, what is the weak signal mode? WSTJ, I think he uses. And once it gets out over the ocean, it reverts over to 20 meters. And how does it know it's over the ocean? GPS. So once it's out of range of VHF repeaters, he switches over to 20 meters, so it can be tracked worldwide. And some of these things have landed over into Russian airspace, Swedish airspace, the North Sea. So Bill will be there doing a balloon thing. But yeah, back to this.
I'm interested in doing it.
Lots of cool stuff.
Mark, let me tell you something. Here's and I've been following it. You know, a lot of these balloons last 3 and 4 days, 5 days, maybe a week. There's a guy that has put a couple up now that have actually been up circling the Earth more than a year, maybe a year and a half now. And it's still reporting.
One of the
it's still
really
reporting.
interesting things Bill mentions about these balloons, and for the a certain amount of helium that goes in them, the weight you want the lift to be somewhere between a penny and a nickel. If it's lighter than a penny, it will rise too fast and burst. If it's heavier than a nickel, it won't rise high enough and will sink.
Well, there's a
So
lot of
it's a really
scientific.
fine balance that these guys have developed to get these things aloft and to keep them up there.
Well, there's a lot of science that goes into it, and again, based on the payload and so forth. You're right. And a lot of them now are using these Mylar balloons now, just plain old Mylar party balloons, and they're staying up a year. Before, they were launching these weather balloons and stuff, and those things would burst and pop, and they wouldn't stay up long. But these Mylar balloons are staying up over a year. And, and APRS is tracking them. They're at 30,000 feet. And my worry is, a jet airliner or something sucking one of those guys up, So I don't know. I don't know what the liability might be on something like that. That's why I'm a little afraid to do it.
Pretty strict rules about the amount of mass that they can launch, and it's pretty small. I think it would be insignificant to an airplane.
Hey, here's your website. Here's your website.
Website with a couple of pictures across the top of what looks like a Saturday or Sunday crowd, and of course the activities listed on the left. Forums. We get Huntsville is known as the Rocket City. And we do develop rockets. Raytheon, McDonnell Douglas, there's a lot of huge companies here, Boeing. The list goes on. And a lot of these guys are involved in aerospace and defense, missile defense, you name it. And so we have a huge pool of talent to bring to the forums. And it just keeps getting better and better. Monty Bateman, actually, he does the U forum, but he also he's a solar lightning physicist. He's the one, he does a couple of forums on lightning and station grounding. And so, and it's just one example. Lots of other folks. Of course, we have the League coming. It's the Southeastern Division Convention. The League will be there. They have their division meetings, their state level meetings, MCOM, lots of great forums. There's an overhead shot from I don't know how many years ago. And Tom and I were talking earlier this afternoon. We want to try to get up on that catwalk again and get a couple of fresh photos, because I've never seen it from that vantage point, but it looks like a lot of fun. And Tom and
I have been up there. I have been up there by myself a number of years. We used to put our Wi-Fi up there for the show, and the guy just gave me kind of access. I know all the little doors to go through and places to climb to get up there. But man, when you get up there, there's catwalks everywhere up there. Man, I mean, there's a lot to see.
Could you fly a drone up there?
Well, I don't know if you could, or you might hit the catwalks. But I mean, that building is big enough you could fly a drone in it for sure. Yeah,
I think the rules on drones are you can't fly them above crowds, so that would no. But Tom, I think Friday afternoon, let's get together and see if we can sneak up there and see what we can do.
Okay. All right. We can.
That'd be great. Especially with a Friday afternoon crowd, to see it all full of people. It would be.
Well, Friday is setup day. Friday's setup day. So,
Saturday.
Yes, maybe Saturday is the day to.
Is the opening times. But Friday during move-in, things are a little quieter. I know Tom and I will both be very, very busy on Saturday.
We'll try to do that. Hey, you got some nice prizes here.
Yes, on Saturday, like I mentioned, the FTDX 1200 and the 7200 Icom on Sunday. Nice radios.
Yeah, I'd love to win one.
Joe, K0NEB will be there with his stamp.
I heard.
Tickets.
Okay.
Are there any changes, Mark? Are there any changes to the tickets? The bulk tickets and stuff.
No changes.
Okay.
We still have the big prize barrel, and actually we had. I think you know the story, Tom. We had to rebuild the prize barrel a couple of years ago because it collapsed under its own weight.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It collapsed, and we actually were putting tickets in trash barrels, and people would come by and ask me where to put the ticket, and I'd point to the trash barrel, and they wouldn't believe me.
Right.
But
I remember that.
Two
There was
nice,
people
two
really
nice
worried
prizes
they were-
there. Two nice
they were
prizes.
afraid to
And
put their
guess what?
tickets in there.
And guess
There's
what,
the
guys?
269. That'll be one of your main door prizes, Tom. Is that right?
This is the prize that is donated to us from the Huntsville Hamfest Prize Committee for the webcast. So somebody will be winning an MFJ 269C. We've been giving one of these away now for the last, 5 or 6 years. So we thank you guys. And hey, Martin, we thank you for making it.
Oh, well, we appreciate everything y'all do.
I might need to win that because I think I blew up my 259 at Field Day by transmitting into an adjacent antenna that was just a little too hot.
Well, that will do it. Here's a picture of Emmett, Hohensee, Radio Waves chief engineer. Emmett will be there. He's always there.
Yeah, we might need to upgrade. We got the 259, I think it is. Oh, well. Maybe I can have Joe buy me some tickets.
Yeah. The Huntsville Hamfest is a very family-oriented event. You see a lot of families there and a lot of kids there. And here's a shot of a few.
Sure do. We get a lot of kids. I have a picture of this one kid. It looked like he walked around and collected every piece of bling that the Yaesus and Icoms and MFJ, the catalog, you name it. This kid was picking up anything that wasn't nailed down. Oh, yeah. He was sitting up against the wall. He had all this stuff, and it was just a huge amount of stuff.
Hey,
Tom, you need to tell me about the.
We always have fun. This was 2 years ago. We try to put a concert on. Richard Stubbs there from MFJ and Emmett and myself. That's me on the air guitar right there. And Jeff, if you're listening, I'm playing the air guitar right there, so you can see I'm a musician. So that should be good for my resume. And let's see. Oh, look at there who I found there.
There's Katie.
Hey, who's that girl?
Look at there.
We can prove you were in Huntsville.
I found
That's right. Katie.
That is so cool. All right. So I think that's all the pictures. Let's see why we got you on here. Hey, just to talk about the fun, I give you, hey, Jeff, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm going to give you 15 seconds of it. That's all. Here we go. This is fun at the Huntsville Hamfest. This is last year, we did Bad to the Bone, but this is Soul Man. Here we go. Guys, I'm on the sax. That's me in the back on the saxophone.
Good loving, I got a truckload. And when you get it, you got some. Don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man.
I don't know what's wrong. Can't even see me.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Got what I got the hard way. I'll make it easy each and every day. So don't worry, don't you fret, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet.
Jeff, that's me back here now on the sax. Remember that.
I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. I'm a soul man. Now listen, on the side street.
Okay, we won't bore you with the whole song. We are selling CDs, so if you want a copy of that, I think they're $19.95 or something like that. So anyway,
tomorrow at work, Martin's going to be he's going to be pulling Richard Stubbs into his office.
Yeah. So hey, Martin, what do you think about your employee up doing something like that, man? I mean, is he representing you guys really well?
I think the star was that dog.
Yeah, the dog came
That
in.
was my question.
The dog
That's
was the
first I've
star.
seen that.
I'll have to say
where
that.
Where did the dog come from?
That's Emmett's dog.
That was Emmett's
Oh,
dog,
you're right.
and
You're right. I saw him in Dallas. That's right. That's
I
Emmett's
didn't
dog.
leave it on to the end. It's a little long, but there toward the end, all the Coke bottles, water bottles, and a rubber chicken comes in. But I didn't show you that, but it's on there. Well, Mark, hey, 3 weeks we'll be down there. I'm coming down a couple days early. We just like it so much. I'm coming down early and can't wait, man. It's gonna be a great
There's a
Hamfest.
lot to do in Huntsville. We got the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, the Arts Museum, lots of stuff to do downtown. It's a great place to visit. With a lot of folks bring their YLs, and there's lots for them to do. The YLs actually have a breakfast on Sunday morning at the Dixie Cafe, I think it is, very close to the Von Braun Center. The hospitality booth, hospitality suite, I should say, on Friday night and Saturday night, the Huntsville Club will host an open hospitality suite on the second floor at the embassy. Anybody's welcome to drop in, have a drink, just chat with local folks and whoever drops by. It's from 5:30 until 10:30, I think, or so. And let's see. Oh, we got the DX banquet. The North Alabama DX Club has hosted a DX banquet for the last, I think, 30-some years. And this year, they will be hosting Jim Fenstermacher. He was on the Kosovo activation, and he's our guest speaker this year. The banquet outgrew its facility out at the Best Western in Madison with about 100 people. So this year we've moved it back closer to the Von Braun Center. It's at the hotel right behind, and I think they can seat 120 folks. And tickets are still available. There's a link on hamfest.org to NA North Alabama DX Club. Let's see, lots of great stuff. Big Spring Park and Art Museum. There's a huge park just outside of the Von Braun Center, so folks can walk around a canal area with fish and just really cool. It's a great facility. I'll mention too that Orlando and Dayton are both sending representatives here, just like we've the three organizations, Dayton, Orlando, and Huntsville. We attend each other's events. We talk to each other, and we learn from each other. And Dayton and Orlando will have adjacent booths and a lot of good networking. I'm looking forward to seeing those guys. And it was a great time to when they hosted me in Dayton and in Orlando. So that's just a very exciting weekend. I can't wait. It's like Christmas is coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, can't wait, man. Hey, Mark, thanks so much for coming out tonight and talking to us.
Well, thanks for letting me on, Tom.
We'll see you there in a few weeks.
Good
All
luck.
right.
And, and one thing that, a lot of people don't realize if they just go to Hamfest, what a huge amount of work is involved in putting these together and the volunteer hours that you guys put in. I mean, so many people still have day jobs, so they're doing all this on the side. And it's a huge thank you to you and all of your crew for putting on such a great show. And having been there many times, mostly on the, the other side of the booth as a vendor, you guys are also amazing how well you take care of your vendors and, talking about the friendliest Hamfest, not just for the visitors and participants, but also for all of the vendors that are there. You take such good care of everybody. And
that's great to hear, Kate.
I'm really bummed. I'm hoping I can talk my boss into sending me down there next year, because I really miss going down. Huntsville is really one of my very favorite Hamfests to go to. So I'll be watching on KUB, but my heart will be there with everybody.
Super.
All right. Hey guys, we're almost at the end of the show. We'll be going to hangout in a few minutes, but first or second, I don't know what. Hey, we've got one more. We got one more major hit song from the Dead Possums coming up here in just a minute.
Hey,
but first,
Tom, before you mention that, I made a note here at the top of the broadcast, and you introduced the two Dead Possums, Jeff there. they sounded so good. I can't imagine what 3 Dead Possums would sound like.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Oh yeah, that sounds good, man.
Well, look.
You ought to hear the whole gang when we get together. We can make
Great
some
sound, Jeff.
So look, hey,
Great
we're
sound.
gonna have in just
bluegrass,
in
and
about
that was fine.
in about 2
Yeah.
minutes. In about 2 minutes, we're gonna have the 2 Dead Possums on here again. But first, I want you guys to hear me talking to Jeff on his Delta Loop. He's in North Carolina. I'm here. I've got a quick little video. So here it is. Listen to this. KM4 QBC, this is W5 KUB. Hear you real good, Jeff. How you copying me over there in North Carolina? Over.
Well, you're about 15 over there. 15 over 9 there, Tom. Sounding really great. Good strong signal coming
You see it,
in
right there?
to Jackson County tonight. How about me? How's it sounding on that end? Go ahead.
Well, you're actually peaking about 15 over S9 also, and let's get you on S meter. Say something again.
All right, roger that. Yeah, I'm glad that you made it home okay, and I really appreciate you and Kathy coming in for the visit and being able to talk to the ham club and allowing us to visit there in your home several times, and really thankful that you helped me put up this Delta Loop.
All right, so let's take it out with the Dead Possums. Here we go. All I gotta do is
That was a
find
great
them.
cue, so
All I
Jeff.
gotta do is find
Is
them.
that a
Great.
7610?
How do you like it? That was a good contact.
That
It was good and
was.
loud too. Here we go. right, guys. Well,
You know,
Yay.
Renaissance fairs have strolling minstrels. I'm thinking that 2019.
they keep going. It's like they're like the bunny, the ever ready bunny there. Okay. Hey. wait a
Strolling
minute.
minstrels at Huntsville Hamfest?
Well, I was just saying, Katie, that Renaissance fairs, I think, have strolling minstrels.
Yeah.
I've got a great idea for 2019 Hamfest. Jeff, come on down.
There you go. Awesome.
Folks.
Look at there, Jeff. You guys are getting invited. You guys are getting invited down to the Hamfest. Boy, hey, you know what, Mark? That would be great in the hospitality room.
Oh, yeah.
Have
We
them
would
playing
clean
back
down the
here.
house.
Boy, I mean, we might not want to go down to the Hamfest. Oh
That'd be
man.
fun.
That would make the world's friendliest Hamfest. I venture to say. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, all right. Well, hey guys, thanks a lot for being on the show tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up Hangout real quick and just see if anybody wants to join us on Hangout. I didn't put the link in here. Let me see if I can get the link and put it in. Somebody put the link in if you can. I'm sure they will. I got it. Here we go. Here's the link to
Well, this was
Hangout
a
if you
fun
want
show
to.
tonight. Thanks so much, Jeff, for
Yeah.
sharing your music with us. That was terrific.
That's great.
Yeah, hey, I hadn't played in a while, so we'll try to practice up a little more. My son's, he's pretty good, but yeah, so
Yeah.
we enjoyed it.
I
Thank
thought
you.
it was. Hey.
Well, so did we.
I
that's
thought
for
it was
sure.
pretty good myself. I mean, so much that I want to join.
That's great.
And
I'll
Martin's
see
going
what
to
I
get me.
can
Martin's
do. I'll
Martin.
see what I can do.
Martin's going to get me a cowbell, aren't you, Martin?
Yeah, the cowboy, and it was good to see everybody.
You too.
And,
Good to see you too, Martin. See you in a few weeks.
okay, we'll see y'all.
All right.
Good
Good night, Martin.
everybody. 73.
73. Good evening.
All right,
care.
Jeff. Thanks for being on. Thank you, Katie. Thanks
Yeah.
for doing a great job on the show tonight. Thanks, Mark, for being with us.
Thank you.
We're going to open Hangout now, and we're going to see what's going on with Hangout.
All right. Good night.
And then I'm going to get me something to eat. I'm getting hungry. All right, we'll see you guys. Good night,
Okay.
everybody. All right, so let me see if I can bring Hangout up real quick. We'll see who wants to join tonight. All right, we've got Douglas in there. We've got Bill in there.
Hello.
Hello. So I'll get you guys on here. There we go. There we go. Okay. I see.
How's
who we got.
everyone?
We got Bill. We got me. We got Douglas. Boy, where's everybody? Usually we have a full night here, man. Oh. Well, I think the show turned out pretty good. We didn't put a whole lot of planning in it. I just got back late last night from North Carolina, so we already had a couple things scheduled. We had Mark already scheduled, so that worked out real well. There we go. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good evening, fellas.
All right. Yeah, man, I'm thinking about just quitting the ham radio broadcast and just put me on maybe like a not a MTV, country TV channel on, man.
Well, let's see, my audio going through the first time. It looks like it is.
It looked like what?
Oh, sometimes when I log in, I've got my audio doesn't work. I got to go back out and come back in. But it looks like it's working tonight.
Yeah.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
that's good.
Dead Possums.
By
Let's
night.
see.
Hey, Mike,
There we
what's
go.
up?
Not too much, but just busy. I tried the other day, Tom, when you were in the afternoon on a couple of those frequencies, but
Yeah.
couldn't hear a thing.
Well, I talked to you one day, I think. Didn't we hook
Yeah,
up
that
one
was a
day?
while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I started off the net today. About the first 6 or 8 people checked in. I went back around to pick them up again. Didn't hear a thing. They must have just faded away or quit. But then toward the last half of the net, boy, there were some pretty good signals coming in, and it turned out pretty good. It might have been just getting a little later in the day.
There we go. Get my mic back over here. There we go.
Well, I can tell you, Tom, that frequency that you were using this evening, there were other people there, believe it or not. I heard a Puerto Rico station. I heard a station from New York, and somebody in the Midwest, because they had a 9 call.
Yeah.
They were talking all over here. I mean,
Well, but I didn't hear any interference at all here. It was static mostly, but no. The frequency was clear here, but just propagation wise and where you were located and distance from other people, you're going to hear other people. So I probably wasn't causing them much trouble if they were talking on the same frequency.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to try this evening before. I wasn't home until before the show started here tonight, but it was a couple days ago when you had posted on 20 meters and then 40. And tried them both for a while, made some yells, but it didn't hear me. I didn't hear you.
We had 25 check in tonight. Wasn't too bad. And like I said, the signal's about the last half of the net. The signal started coming up. Jeff had just an amazing signal, man. You saw the estimator. It's like 20 over. I mean, that's amazing on 100 watts. But, 100 watts can do that, if you're at the right distance and the right propagation, It's just, we had a pipeline to him.
Yeah.
Well, next week, Riley Hollingsworth will be back with us.
you make sure you ask him if he enjoyed his lobster dinner there in Connecticut.
Okay, we'll do that.
I should send you the picture.
I wonder if I should look into getting one of these.
I had one of those. I had one, and I had it for a while. I used it. It was okay. It'll work if you don't have room to stretch out, some wire for another antenna. A vertical takes a lot less room, and of course that's multi-band, so that's an advantage to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Cushcraft R9.
Yeah. I'll watch them make it. I go down to Martin's place and I'll watch them make it down there in the factory. Kind of cool.
Ah.
There's what's that song, the country song about the guy that works in Detroit and he's going to build him a car. He takes out one part a day.
Yeah, Johnny Cash sings that song.
Yeah, he takes out one part a day to build him a car. I need to go down to Martin's more often, man. Just come out there every day with a piece of antenna or something, man.
Yeah, it's 55, 64, 68, 64 Ford, 64 diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Cash sings that car. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it comes out and every day his car is made up of a multitude of different years.
Yeah, I'd probably end up with a G5 R8 40 loop something. I don't know what I'd come up with, but it'd be about the same.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes it out in his lunchbox every day.
Yeah. All right. Where is everybody? I'm just disappointed, man. Where is everybody supposed to be in a hangout tonight? Usually we have a full house.
Looks like we got quality, not quantity.
That's right.
That's when I ran our one net the other day, and we only had like 6 check-ins for the hour. So, well, we didn't have quantity, but hey, we had quality.
Yeah, in the chat room they said the name of that song was One Piece at a Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. man.
Well, it looks like I want to miss your Huntsville watching you because I just looked at the calendar and I'm going to be downstate Michigan that weekend. So
What are you doing downstate, man?
Yeah, I'll be heading down to Grand Rapids, Michigan for that weekend.
Is that like vacation or something?
Yeah. Got to see my son who passed away. His wife, she's disabled in an assisted living. So once a year we go down and
I got you.
visit with her.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm going to miss all those prizes again. Doggone it.
How many prizes have you won?
I won a piece of some rope once. that
You probably run that Master It rope or whatever that stuff was.
Yeah, I think I won a $15 certificate for Master It rope.
Yeah, I guess it's okay. I haven't even been pursuing that one anymore. But we got some good prizes coming up, man. I mean, we got handy talkies, ham radio deluxe. We got 40-meter double bazooka antennas, handbooks. DX Engineering is giving us $300 gift certificates.
Well, I'll have to see if I can talk to my wife and tell her we can't go that weekend visit. I have to stay home and listen to this.
Yeah.
To Huntsville. That'll go over good.
Cantronics is they're giving away 2 devices that are worth about $300 a piece. A QSL card. The MFJ got a bunch of prizes from them. Times Microwave. Everybody wants that LMR 400 reel of coax. Let's see, SDR receivers. A lot of good stuff here. Hambot's going to be busy because that hamfest is only a day and a half long.
Yeah. Oh, well, all I have to do is have my iPad with me I got internet.
Yeah.
At least check into the chat room. If not the video, just get into the chat room.
Right. Oh, man. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. This show, I don't know why. I guess it's because I've been on vacation for 2 weeks, but this show took a lot of extra time today just to, line up all the videos and the pictures and get people on here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of tired. So I'm going to take it easy. Man, I might go have me some popcorn or something.
Yeah, we know you want your peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Man, I really don't need any of it. I kind of last 2 weeks kind of got off my diet a little bit. I've gained maybe 6 pounds back on, man. But, I was down 30, and I've gained 6 back. So I got a doctor appointment here in about 3 weeks, right before Huntsville. And I want to go in here and him tell me how good I'm doing, So I'll get on it again here real good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to start cutting out the sweets too, but I'm still working on my 4 pounds of M&Ms.
Oh, man.
My daughter gave me peanut for Father's Day.
Man, that jar would not have lasted 1 day here, man.
Yeah, grab a handful every now and then out of there. So
yeah,
4 pounds of peanut M&Ms.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Thanks for watching the show tonight. Bill, we'll see you. Douglas, Mike, we'll see you guys.
Okay.
Good night.
Next week.
All right. All right, guys, we'll say goodnight to everybody. Hey, thanks to all the new timers for coming in and joining us tonight. Join us next week, every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, w5kb.com. Don't forget it. We'll see you later there, 73.
So you're saying I
connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.